Hey guys, welcome back to the shop for another week of SNS. So this week I have 3 more hydraulic cylinders that I am tearing down and rebuilding, just resealing really. And these 3 cylinders belong to Fernando. And for those of you who do not know who Fernando is, whenever I mention him, he is my stepdad. And so these are 3 cylinders off of one of his tractors that he's needs some help with, just some blown seals, so they're blowing oil out of them. And he brought those to me and asked if I could fix those up, and in turn he's helping me with something again as well. He always helps me out around here whenever I need it. He is in the climate control business, you know, heating and air conditioning. He's the one that installed this AC back here in the shop, and we're getting ready to install another AC in my house. That unit is finally just it's giving up the ghost, and he's been working on that thing for about 10 years, replacing the parts that break in it to keep it going, and it's finally just time to replace that thing. Man, it keeps breaking, and I've gone about 2 weeks now with no AC in the house, and it's getting hot down here in Florida. It's in the high 80s down here, you know, plus the humidity. So it's been a little muggy in the house here the past couple weeks. But anyway, I'm helping Fernando out. I'm going to get these cylinders rebuilt, and of course I'm going to take video and share that. So in this episode we're going to take them apart and get the seals out of them, and then we're going to identify the seals in the Hercules book, and then I'll bring you back for another episode where we will rebuild the cylinders and put them all back together. Okay, I've got a couple other things that I want to share in this episode as well. I have 2 new tool acquisitions. Just one is a new tool for the shop that I'm going to share with you, and then I also got an eBay score, something that I decided to look for, and I found one, got it for a good buy. So we're going to check that out and see if it's any good or not. And then I have the new gas line for the Everlast welder. They sent a whole new line with the fittings on it. So we're going to go in there and we're going to hook up that new gas line with the camera rolling and see if the new fitting is up for the task. Okay, so let's go ahead and get with it. So this is the new eBay score, and what this is a straight edge, and this particular one is a Brown Sharpe number 526 Brown Sharpe straight edge. This is a 24-inch straight edge, and again I found it off eBay. So for those of you watching that do not know what a straight edge is, this is a very simple tool that was developed years and years ago to reference a very flat plane. These, whenever they're manufactured, are ground flat, and I actually don't know what the exact tolerance is, but it should be less than 1/1000th of an inch. I would assume, you know, maybe 2-3 most deviation along this flat plane. So it is a quick reference tool. If you have something that you want to check flatness with, you can take it up to a straight edge and stick it on there and use light or use feeler gauges underneath it to see if there's any gaps or if the surface is plane. Something that most people could relate to would be, say, a automotive cylinder block or a cylinder head. You know, those machine faces that come together where the gasket is. That's a common repair on an engine, is having to deck or fly cut those surfaces there. And this is a tool that you could use to stick down on that surface and check flatness with. So this actually come up for one because I don't have a straight edge, but here recently I talked to somebody here in town. They had found me and was asking me about possibility of cutting it was a marine engine. It was a V6 marine engine that the top of the cylinder heads, he was saying the machine shop couldn't do it because the intake manifold was sticking up too high. And I told him, I was like, you know, I don't really feel comfortable with cylinders, engine work, just because I'm not set up to do engine work like an automotive machine shop is. But what I thought was that it could be an interesting project for the shaper over here, especially having that universal table, being able to clamp that block to the table and then rotate it around to get it indicated on whatever degree the cylinder head was, 60 degree maybe, 30 degrees, something like that. But anyway, it got me thinking that I really didn't have any kind of true straight edge to be able to check a surface like that with, to see if it was warped or not. So I jumped on eBay and started searching for straight edges, and I found this one right here, and I made an offer for 40 bucks, and the seller accepted it and sent it to me. So here it is. It was a little bit dirty, so I Scotch-Brighted it and kind of cleaned it up. Now I will say I was disappointed in the quality of the tool, because the precision surface, this one right here, on both ends have a lot of little dings on the edges on both sides. I don't know if you can see it, but it does have quite a few little dings on it. So I've already taken my my hand stone and just rubbed it to remove any of the high spots where where it gets dinged, and just scuffed it with Scotch-Brite. So what I would like to do is go down to the surface plate down there, the dual surface plate, and we'll do a little quick check on it with the light, where we'll stick it down on the surface plate and then put the flashlight behind it to see if we get any light. All right, so I don't know if the tool is any good or not. I would actually like it to be reground. I don't know, it might be something that I can check into and see if one of the guys out there has a capability of regrinding this, but we'll go give it a check and see if it's flat anyway, okay? I got the straight edge clamped up to this 1-2-3 block just to kind of hold it square, because it will not stand up on that edge. So what we're going to do is use my flashlight, all right, and we'll put it behind it here. You can see the light beam coming around the edge, so you should be able to stick a light, and if it's a good flat surface, you shouldn't be able to see any light coming through there. I'm seeing a couple little spots, and that's where those little dings are. All right, there's some right there. That's those little dings. Let's come on down. Yep, seeing a little bit right there. There's a little bit right there, and I think that's all those little dings in it. But it's not looking to me with this inspection that it's warped or bent in any way. You've got some low spots on that straight edge where it's been hit and gouged, so that metal has been moved and deformed, creating a void. I don't know if you can see that. Let me move the camera and show you that one right there. See him coming through right there? Alright, we got some more right there. Now some of that might be the surface plate too. That's a pretty rough surface plate. Alright, so like I said, I'm not sure how close it is, but I think it's pretty flat, and it might be flat enough that we could use it if we wanted to check, say, like a cylinder head, to see, if the head has got any warpage to it. All right, so this next tool is one that I took advantage of last month's sale over at KBC Tools, and I seen this guy in there. It was on sale, and I've had some people ask me about this thing before. So what this is a Shot sprayer. It's a refillable sprayer. We use it for solvent at work, fast evaporating solvent degreaser, and that's what I have here as well. So you fill it up, and then you just pressurize it, with your air hose. It'll handle up to 200 psi. It'll hold 32 ounces of liquid, and these things are actually great. We all use them there at the shop, and I've been using one around here for quite a while. You might have seen this one before in some past videos. Now this is a Zep brand, but I'm pretty sure that it was manufactured by Shot. It's the same thing, only that whenever I bought this one, it came with this nozzle, which I don't like because it seems to waste material. It puts out a very hard, long stream of material whenever you press the trigger, and the ones that we have at work come with this fine tip, and I'm hoping that this is the same one that we have. And I don't know why it's green. The ones that we have at work are red, but this one came green, so I don't know, whatever. Hopefully it's the same thing. So I'm going to fill this up with a solvent, and I'll just show you how it works. So this is just a new addition around here. KBC always has some stuff on sale every month. I get their sale flyers, and you know, they're online. So I try to pick up something every now and then that I see that could be useful around here. And I definitely love these Sure Shots, and they work excellent. So let's fill this thing up. Okay, so it's actually got some air in it. I don't know if that's from the factory or what. So you just unscrew the top. And you got to be sure that you don't lose that gasket right there. Sometimes whenever you go to unscrew this thing, see how it'll fall off, and it's real easy to lose that. So just be aware of that. All right. And it is appears to be brass. I don't know if it's just that one fitting right there, or if the whole thing is a brass can. Okay. All right. So here's my other container right here. Just right. It's a safety can, a 1 gallon can with that lid. It's got a cork gasket there. This is what I keep my cleaner in. I transfer it from a 5 gallon pail over to this, and I keep this in the shop right here. So I'm just going to go ahead, and I got a clean funnel, and then I'm just going to pour it. I'm just going to fill it up. All right. This is just a clear liquid. If you're wondering what this stuff is, it's getting a little bit of drippage right there. It's kind of like brake cleaner. You know, a lot of people have used brake clean. It's similar to that. It dries very fast. All right, I just kind of look down in there, and you can see the fluid getting pretty close. It's down to about right there. All right, and just put the cap back on it. Just snug it down, and then that's the needle valve right there, just like you're filling up an air tire. All right, we got my air chuck here. Just pump it full. That's really all it needs. I just fill it up. Is all it'll hold. Perfect. That's exactly what I wanted right there. All right, so you got your cleaner, and you got a nice fine mist like that. See, very controlled amount of fluid that's coming out of that thing, and it works. It just works a treat, as other people say. So that was a good investment for the shop right there. I really like these things. So you got a place there you can write on there what material is. I've only ever used these with this solvent degreaser, so I don't know how other materials work in it. You know, as far as like paints, I couldn't tell you that, but some cleaner like this works great. So I picked it up over at KBC, so if you want one, check it out. Go get you one. Next order of business, we got our new gas line in for the Everlast welder. If you didn't see this or what I'm talking about, it's in the previous episode. I believe it was SNS 215, where we first tested out the welder. All right, so this is what I had shared right here. This is the fitting that broke when I was going to install it into the flow meter there. I went to screw it in, and it broke. It looks to me like it was already cracked. I'm telling you, it didn't take anything for this thing to break. And I've been wrenching on stuff like this long enough to know, you know, how to properly tighten this stuff up. So I did not over tighten it. I just think this was a faulty part. So anyway, we got our new line here with our new fitting, so I want to go hook it up, and I hope that I don't have the same problem with this one right here. This is the side that screws into your machine, and this is going to go into the flow meter right here on this side. Let's make sure that it screws on there. All right, it looks like that's going to be it right there. So let's go check this Let's go check this out and get it hooked up. By the way, it did, this right here took a couple of weeks to get. It was some back and forth email. I sent them some pictures of this right there, and the guys over at the tech department was emailing me. They wanted to make sure it was the right one. So it did take a couple of weeks, which was the downfall of this, which was very upsetting, you know, because this part right here, I couldn't use it. So if I hooked that up on a Saturday and was running it, the welding shops were not open on the weekends, so there was no way for me to be able to use this when I hooked it up. If it wasn't for having another flow meter on my other machine and a gas line to fit, I wouldn't have been able to use that machine until now, okay? Or until I could get another flow meter and gas line ordered, should I say. So anyway, we got our new parts, and let's go hook it up. All right, there's the flow meter. Let's get the gas line installed. All right, finger tight like I did before. Then I grab the wrench. Just turn it the right way so I don't bother people. All right, look at that. See that? That's what I did before, and I didn't even get that far and it broke. That should be good right there. All right, and then we'll hook this other side up to the back of the machine right there. All right. All right. Just adjusting the flow there. Cubic feet per hour is the flow. Well, it looks like we got her fixed up and everything's working like it should be now. Just a quick word on the machine. I've been real happy with the performance of the machine itself and how it's welding. That bad gas line is the only negative that I've had so far with it. I haven't put enough time on it to really give I think a really good opinion on it, but so far it's working fine. All right, and the new welding cart project is coming along pretty good. I've made a little more progress on it, so we're gonna have another video for that coming out real soon. Okay, I just wanted to kind of give you an update on the welder here, since we were hooking the new gas line up, and I'm turning the gas bottle off now. Always remember to do that. So we'll bring you back for some more on the welding cart real soon.